Hey there and welcome back to my channel. I am Audrey, I'm a freelance branding and packaging designer and occasionally a chaotic person. Today, I'm going to be designing a lovely packaging for y'all. It's for food packaging, specifically for maple syrup. Why maple syrup, you ask? Well, it may sound silly, but I was doing a bit of work for this Canadian agency and that's where I got the idea. And what product is more Canadian than maple syrup? But also, I wanted to brush up on my packaging design. I've been doing so much branding. Also, I'm trying out this faceless slash animoji format because I get really anxious looking at myself on camera. Let me know how you like it and let's get into it. To make it look as if it's a real client, I filled up my own questionnaire. Obviously, I can't show you all of it in this video because we don't have all day, but I am sharing the Notion link down below in the description so you can read that by yourself.
Okay, but here's the gist of it. Our brand name is North Folk. So they are a high-quality organic maple syrup company based in Canada. Their purpose is to elevate the breakfast experience. Their audience is more sophisticated, likes the finer things in life. They probably love local artisan goods, and they're environmentally conscious. Basically rich people.
They need a packaging or label design that feels established, organic, and also very Canadian. So you might see a little maple leaf in here. One way of being laser focused on this mood board is by, for lack of a better term, measuring by category by which the brand falls under. Like, how luxurious is it? How feminine or masculine is it? It helps me not go overboard with selecting images because I tend to get obsessive with mood boards. I don't know if it's just me. For North Folk, this is what we are. So I mostly collected images of liquor packaging, which is one of our inspirations for this project. One of the things I love about packaging is that it's so tactile. Like, don't just give me pretty pictures. Give me feelings, give me drama, textures, razzle-dazzle. You know what I mean? I guess that's one thing I love about liquor packaging. I don't really buy them, nor am I a heavy drinker, but I do appreciate the intricacies of the designs in them, you know what I mean? So this is our finished mood board. I wanted to use textured paper, movement on text, gold foil, and background illustration. Those are exactly what I grabbed. I also limited the colors to just white, red, gold, and black. Overall, I am very satisfied with this mood board. So let's get into the next part. For a long time, I thought I was someone who likes to get into the computer right away, but I know I am a huge planner. Often, I find myself just wasting time if I go digital immediately. So I got my ass on Procreate and created a few layout sketches. So note that I haven't found my mockup yet, so I'm just free-flowing ideas here. I don't know if it's just me, but I never follow my own sketches. I just use them as a foundation, but I am never like restricted to them. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna have some background illustration that's probably black and white or grayscale. That's not gonna overpower the layout. And then there's gonna be some ornaments in there, red and then gold foil, just like on the top and the bottom of the packaging. Look, I am not taking you all on my messy work process, so I've completed the logo behind the scenes. So as you see here, I went for a vintage-inspired typeface with a gold stroke. Don't worry, this is not the final result. I'm still gonna do something with this. It's also important to take note of all the label requirements. I mean, we're not gonna sell these actually, but it's still important to acknowledge all the requirements needed for food products such as this. It was kind of tricky to find a maple syrup mock-up. I mean, I did find some very beautiful, but I'm not about to pay for a mock-up. So I thought, okay, let me just find an amber liquor bottle. And I was very specific with what I want. Not too tall, matte label, better if it's textured, and amber colored. And as I scoured through the internet, I finally found what I'm looking for. It's nice, isn't it? Creating the label layout. So I put all the dimensions from the mockup and got to work in Illustrator. I focused on building the layout first. I wanted to create this labeling system that the brand can edit for future maple syrup products. I used a table indicating the color and the grade of the syrup. I then created a half-assed illustration to just see what it would look like. So this is what I first came up with. As you can see, it's pretty empty and not
oomph at all. So I put that aside and went back to Procreate to do the illustration, because I wanted something more hand-drawn than vectorized. I used the Canadian landscape as a reference because I can't draw for the life of me. So this is me channeling my inner Bob Ross.
I then imported the illustration to Photoshop and played around with the exposure and all that. I figured this illustration itself wouldn't work, so I duplicated it, played around with the curves for some shadows and depth. So by this time, I have already finalized the label, but before that, I just wanted to show you guys the iterations that I came up with, which eventually led me to the final result. Here is the first one. So this one feels a little empty to me. The table is not really visible. I mean, like the linings, the outlines, they're not visible, and it just needed more pop, you know. So I thought, okay, why don't I make the table red? I did that and I thought, okay, I'm getting there. So I touched on the maple leaf because it felt a little overkill this time. So it should just be an indicator of its Canadian roots, not necessarily a part of the logo. So I thought, well, let's make a banner out of it. See, you know, sometimes I like to complicate stuff. Nah. I changed it back, repositioned it, and made the table element that's wrapping around the label instead. So they're not just like a little box on the label, they're actually wrapped around the label. Does that make sense? And yes, this is what we have. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Norfolk maple syrup. Doesn't this give you like this warm feeling of, you know, French toast, pancake, drizzled in just some tasty maple syrup from Canada? And that ends today's video. So what did you guys think about that? Would you grab this maple syrup if you saw it on the shelves? Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you do like it. If you don't, then life goes on. So you can also check out my other videos here and there, you know. Anyway, that's it, and I'll see you next time.